And this is Stages! Yay!
Welcome to Avenue Q here at the Magnolia Theater, Lincoln Center, Fort Collins, Colorado. I am here with the director of Avenue Q, Sydney Park Smith. Hello again, Sydney.
Hello, Lenny.
How are you, my dear?
Oh, peachy keen. How are you?
I'm pretty good, pretty good. So, Avenue Q, this is not your parents' Sesame Street.
It's not your child's Sesame Street either. To be clear, it actually is. It's my Sesame Street. So, Avenue Q basically is Sesame Street for grown-ups. Sesame Street taught us valuable lessons as kids. Avenue Q still teaches us valuable lessons only as adults, and basically talks about what happens after you leave college and grow up and have to move out on your own.
Things that you really don't want to do anyway.
Right.
Put them off as long as you can.
You put them off as long as you can.
And it's a musical.
It is a musical.
Fantastic. So for an audience member coming in that maybe grew up with Sesame Street, contextualize that for us then. How does that inform how we'll receive this show?
So the show is irreverent, is a nice way of putting it. A lot of viewpoints, ideas are put through the show through the puppets. A lot of offensive things are said through the mouths of these puppets because for some reason, people are not as offended if something cute says it.
Right.
Hence the song, Everyone's a Little Bit Racist. A lot of really tough ideas are conquered in that song, and it's not as tough to hear that you're a little bit racist too from a puppet.
Right, right. So we're dealing with racism. Are we also dealing with puppetism?
No, there's no such thing as puppetism.
Oh, okay.
Lenny, people, I mean, I don't think there is. I have no idea.
Well, I don't know. I've never met a puppet in real life to know how I actually feel
Well, you
about
never
them.
know when one might pop out. And they tend.
Guys!
There they are.
There they are.
It's something about puppets and we're the bad idea bears.
It's the Bad Idea Bears.
Welcome to Stages, Bad Idea Bears. What, do you have a name other than Bad Idea?
Yeah, I'm girl bad idea bear.
And I'm boy bad idea bear.
And so the story of Avenue Q is about what it is to be an adult and be looking for your purpose and the meaning of life and realizing that sometimes you may not find it, and life is always a little bit of compromise and a little bit of hypocrisy.
Well,
But you've got to keep trying, Lenny. Don't give up your
Don't
dreams.
give up your dreams, Lenny.
You're worth it, Lenny.
I'm
You're
living
not
my
too
dream
old.
right here with you two
Yeah.
bears. I'm living my dream.
Oh, we've been in your dreams before, haven't we?
Well, I wasn't
Don't
really
let
going to
the
bring
Bad
that
Idea
one
Bears
up.
into
Yeah.
your dreams ever,
Yeah,
Lenny. It's
yeah.
a huge mistake.
So, but I think your point is well taken, Sydney, that by having characters such as these that can articulate some of the things that we choose not to, either because it's not politically correct to do so or because we're not comfortable in our surroundings, they can go there, right?
They can. And Avenue Q covers, homophobia, racism, just, to name two. And go ahead.
One night stands.
One night stands.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing
Just
wrong
gotta
with
be
that at all. With puppets and with characters that are bright and shiny like Sesame Street, and it makes it easier to have the conversation.
Right. But there are also human actors in
Yes.
the show as well, right?
Yes, and those were the bright and shiny characters I was talking about. So Gary Coleman is in the show from TV's different
The
shows.
actual Gary Coleman.
Yes, he is so
The
much
actual
fun.
Gary Coleman. And we also have Christmas Eve.
I love Christmas. Every day should be Christmas.
She is a Japanese therapist who has moved to the U.S. Her husband, Brian, who is a wannabe stand-up comedian.
And he's kind of funny.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah, he's
Who am
got
I
a little way
forgetting?
to go, but
Kate, hello. She's so pretty and
Kate
so
is a puppet.
sweet.
Kate's a puppet.
Oh, the humans.
Yeah, the
no, we
humans.
just have three.
We just have three. We just have three, I think. Okay. Sometimes it's hard to differentiate.
do you have a little bit of a song that you want to sing for us here?
You can be as loud as the hell you want when you're making love.
When you're making love.
You can be as loud as the hell you want when you're making love.
When you're making love.
Loud as the hell you want. Ooh, having fun?
Oh, that is marvelous.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bad Idea
You're
Bears.
welcome, you're welcome.
I know. See you later, Bad Idea Bears.
Okay.
See you later,
Nice
Bears.
to meet you.
See you around.
Take care. Bye.
So that's a sample
Yeah, a little bit.
of what the show is like. So what was it like for you, Sid? Have you directed a musical before?
No, well, I've directed plays with song numbers in them, musical numbers in them, but not a full musical. And I was not expecting to direct Avenue Q this season, and then Denise told me that she is challenging me, and so Shazam, the first full musical I'm directing, and it just happens to have puppets.
And what's the experience been like for you?
It's been awesome. I've been very lucky to have the production team that I have. Amy Woods is the vocal director. She's incredible. Oh my gosh, I could not have asked for a better musical director than Amy. Cole Emmerine is the choreographer, and then and he also is incredible. Has worked very well with the fact that he's not only choreographing humans, but also has to work puppets.
Yeah, I was
into
wondering about
endeavor.
that. Did you need to like break up the rehearsal process that was sometimes just dedicated to
So
puppetry?
we started out, actually, to get to the puppeteers who helped us, Katie Williams is a puppeteer out of Denver. She was the puppet instructor, and then Jeff Baldwin, we call him the puppet captain, but he came in also and stayed in during rehearsals and critiqued the actors and worked with them on their physicality with the puppets, and also wound up constructing our, how many puppets? 2, 4, 6. 6 puppets for the song Purpose as well. And so we started out with vocal rehearsals, like 12 weeks out, I feel. We started with the songs and then moved into choreography and puppeteering, and then went into actual rehearsal with blocking and layering in all of that on top of the blocking and working everything in together
So was there
for the last 5 weeks.
Was there any particular, I don't know, concessions or adjustments that you had to make as a director in dealing with the puppets, or do you just think of them as another actor on stage?
So ultimately, this show is not a typical puppet show in that the actors are not hiding.
Right.
They are next to their puppet. The tough thing, and what makes it tough as a puppeteer, is they actually can't. They're not supposed to look at their puppet. They actually have to do the same thing their puppet's doing. So that was a learning curve for the actors. And so I'm basically directing the actors to have this emotion and do all of this, and they have to transfer it to their puppet, which means they have to feel it first, and they have to we have to see it on them, and also they have to get all of this emotion and all of this feeling and make this puppet this living, breathing entity that the audience is going to pay attention to.
Right.
So I got to direct them to do that. They themselves had the challenge of doing it.
Well, I get the feeling that it's just a puppet's world and we merely live in it.
It's very true, Lenny.
Yeah.
It's very true.
Yeah, I was thinking about it on the way over here. That it's interesting in these times that we live in that sometimes we feel disconnected
Yes.
to the things that are going on around us. Like we're not. Who's the puppet and who's
Not
the real
fully
life?
engaging in your life.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So one of the wonderful things about this show, because just looking at what the show is, people immediately are like, oh, dirty puppets. It is that, without a question. But beyond that, if the show was only about being offensive and dirty jokes, I don't think it would be as popular as it is. What I love about the show is that you can relate to all of these puppets, and there's so much heart and love in the show, and what the message of the show is means something to so many people, which is sometimes life doesn't work out the way you expect it. You have to make the best of it, and everything is just for now. So make the best of it, or if you're in a bad place, realize, it's going to get better.
Right. So what audiences can expect then when they come in here is entertainment,
Yes.
laughs,
Yes.
a little bit of ribald, but at the end of the day, some substance
Absolutely.
behind all of it.
Absolutely. And I'm not going to promise that some people aren't going to be offended by what they see. What attracted me to this show is that it is unapologetically irreverent and in your face with some issues and language and characters, and that's the reason I loved it. And so the first time I listened to the show, there were a couple lines that I was like, oh, really? And I think that's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So does the show is not a family show?
It is
per
not at
se.
all a family show.
Right.
It is, even though it has puppets, it is not for kids.
Right.
I would give it an R rating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So parents can decide.
Actually, no, I'm going to take the rating system out of it because it's arbitrary. Don't bring your kids unless you want to explain a lot of things to them after the show is over and ruin Sesame Street for them. Don't bring your children.
Gotcha. Well, Sydney Smith, thank you for joining us once again here on Stages.
Thank you for having me, Leonard.
And we look forward to Avenue Q coming to life here in the Magnolia Theater at the Lincoln Center.
Thank you very much.